Rematch Room strikes back. So the promoter of Rematch Room has stated that Dillian Whyte may have gone soft, and that he was maybe too friendly for Alexander Povetkin, and maybe this time that we're going to see the bad boy Dillian Whyte take on Povetkin. So my thoughts on this: I did this video about 3 hours ago, but I forgot to press the record button. So that rant was probably Bayloric TV classic, but I've kind of calmed down a bit. But I'm still going to make the same points. Now, as you know, and I spoke to you all before in the last video I did on this, in terms of game plan and what I think will happen is that Dillian Whyte will go for Povetkin. Now, the promoter a few days later on mutters the same sentiments. The only concern with that is that when the promoter's saying it to you, the same promoter that is pushing you into his rematch, and you now jumping into his rematch, not and getting so emotional, and jumping into his rematch and not getting the time to rest. Now, bear in mind, Spellman just got stopped by Anthony Yard. He's had 40. He's going to have to take 45 days. Whyte got knocked out by one shot out cold by Povetkin at arguably a higher level, and he's only got 28 days. Think what you want of that. But anyway, so the promoter, says that, maybe Dillian's gone a bit soft, and potentially, the money he may have got, he might have silver slippers on already, and enjoying the high life. And also the fact that, he was too friendly with Povetkin. Friendly, nicey, according to the promoter. Now, that's all you need, on top with the promoter telling you, this is a make or break fight. If Dillian doesn't win this one, it's all sets you up for failure, really, because if you don't, it's a long road back. So you, as a fighter that's just been knocked out and making this comeback now, so potentially you could be fighting in Russia. So now your promoter is saying that you may have gone soft, potentially gone soft, and that you were too friendly with Povetkin. But now, a couple of weeks after you've been knocked out, the promoter says, yeah, I see that bad boy side in Dillian Whyte. But wasn't you the same one? And weren't you all promoting this maximum violence? I don't understand why Dillian Whyte, in the biggest fight of his career, would become soft. Why in the biggest fight of his career he would be nicey or friendly? I don't understand it. And if that's the case, then how you and in the biggest fight of your career, this is the fight, that the final step before you becoming world champion, or the opportunity to fight for a world title finally, you decide to go and be nicey, friendly, and you not want it. According to your promoter, you didn't want it. You didn't really want it, or there's the potential you weren't as hungry as you should have been. You see your promoter saying this, and we know how Sky are. Can Dillian Whyte do it? It would be catastrophic if Team Whyte lose tonight. Povetkin, the Russian veteran, former world champion, Olympic gold medalist. And what about that knockout? Absolutely sensational the night in Eddie's backyard, where Whyte was sensationally knocked out. You know what's coming. I've told you so far it's coming, right? So imagine all that, plus you have to go to Russia. So you just finished getting knocked out. The rematch has been announced for November 21st, I believe. I did say it was going to be in November, did I not? Mid-November. So you're back into a rematch with a guy that's knocked you out of one shot. And now you're saying that Dillian Whyte's going to come back and fight Povetkin from the streets now. He's a bad man, and the bad boy is back. The bad man is back, and he's going to fight him from the street now. The street man. Well, here's warning to all of you that believe that that is the way to beat Povetkin, fight like a street man. Well, if every person could fight like a street man, they'd all be world champ, and that was effective. This is not street fighting. This is boxing. Okay, and it's fair play. Dillian Whyte was winning the fight hands down until he got clipped or he got caught with that uppercut. I said before that I thought he started too slow in the fight and really should have jumped on Povetkin. What I mean by jumping on Povetkin, I felt that there was nothing really much behind the jab and the right hand. I felt he should be more authoritative in what he was going, the work he was doing, rather than trying to box with Povetkin, which was suicidal. I felt so. I thought that if he had the mentality to go more for Povetkin, I don't mean go for him by just rushing across the ring and trying to tackle Povetkin, because Povetkin's an experienced pro. How many guys would have gone across the ring and rushed Povetkin? Michael Hunter tried and saw what happened to Michael Hunter. So I don't understand it, and I don't see. And you know what I would like to have heard is, well, you know, we're taking a rematch. Povetkin's a dangerous guy. We know we knew that coming into this fight, and Dillian was doing well until he got caught with a shot. Hopefully, he can rectify that in the rematch. You know, we're coming to, you know, that's what I would like to have heard. Not your fighter's soft or your fighter's yeah, what? That is friendly. What kind of stuff is that? Man, oh man. I say, look, if you got nothing to say, just don't say anything. Don't say anything. But that doesn't help your fighter. That really doesn't help your fighter at all. You know, that's your pay-per-view star there you're talking about. That's going soft. What kind of message is that send out to the British public? What are you really trying to say about your fighter? Now, should we spin the tape back and ask what was being said in the lead up to this fight? You know, foregone conclusion that Dillian Whyte was going to win the fight. And who says that a street fight is the way to beat Alexander Povetkin? Who says that? Don't know. Has Dillian Whyte recovered from that knockout defeat? And he's going to go back into sparring now. Back into sparring. And what, we can have light sparring now? And that's just not great. Not great. Not great. But, you know, the supporters of the promoter will turn around and say, I'm hating again. But psychologically, and this is from a perspective of somebody who has fought before, I haven't been knocked out before like that, but from a perspective of someone who has had, like, for example, in the sport of cricket, for example, if you have a batsman that goes out, he's your top batsman, he goes out in his biggest game to play, you know, he's playing trials, biggest game, playing against best opposition, and he gets clean bowl first ball, and he comes back into the pavilion, right? And then he's got to play that team again in a rematch, or it's 2 legs, and in the second leg he's going back to play the same team again. Didn't get it right the first time. He got a duck. I'm not going to turn around to him and say to him, well, you know what, last game you looked a bit soft, and you know you're a bit friendly with opposition, and you know you I don't know if you fancy it anymore in the biggest match of my career. I'm not going to say that, or the batsman's career. I'm not going to say that to him, am I? That's not exactly encouraging you. And forget all reverse psychology nonsense. It doesn't bode well, you know. But guess what? Rematch room. You know, how many more rematches are we going to get? How many immediate rematches are we going to get? We've got Jessica McCaskill and Breakers 2. And if Povetkin were to lose this fight, would he get a rematch? Would he be allowed to get a rematch as quick as Whyte would get a rematch if Whyte won? I don't know. I just don't know. But I don't understand why people would be so in a rush for this rematch. Even if Dillian Whyte wins, he's no longer mandatory. Do you understand? And you're taking a chance, a big chance, because if it doesn't pull off this time, you've got beat twice by a 41-year-old. Do you know what I mean? And the recovery from that could be devastating. I think it's very emotional, the decision. And someone needs to be there to say, Dillian, you know what? Not yet, bro. Not yet. You know, Going in there now with the mentality of I'm going to go and take you out now. You're not thinking straight. You're not thinking straight. You need time to sit back, reflect, and then go again. Get your body to heal and go again. So, well, you were telling the public that the bad boy, the bad man, Dillian Whyte, can handle Povetkin, but on the same breath, you're turning around telling us all, he's still learning on the job. So, which one is it? Is he learning on the job, or is the bad boy, the bad man, Dillian Whyte, doesn't need to learn on the job? Where are we at with this? See, I can't listen to this nonsense. That's why I don't listen to it. I just got sent a clip of it via my Instagram. So that's my thoughts on it all. But I've given you the date. I've given you the game plan. Heard what the promoter's got to say. Let's see what happens next and what the script will be. Thanks for listening.